Hello, everybody. I'm Oz. All right, so I want to talk about Big Fry. Big Fry is a streamer, war gamer, influencer on YouTube. Um, he has made, I believe, 7 videos about Earth 2 in the last week and a half. So he's loving some Earth 2. Um, in the videos, he doesn't really love Earth 2, but he loves us enough to keep talking about us. Um, Now, what are my opinions? First one, never mess with a wargamer who has 200,000 subscribers. You gotta be an idiot. Don't do it. Will never attack him personally, ever. No reason for that. There's no reason to attack anyone personally. He has his opinions, and I have my opinions. Um, I'm a game designer. I design board games. Look at this one behind me, Ponzi Scheme. Great game. Okay. Um, I I don't know. Like some of the things he says, it makes me wonder. It makes me question my what I believe and what I think is going to happen. And that's the whole point. We need that. We need to be questioned. We need to make sure what we're doing is the right thing. Um, to call it 100% a scam is, like some people are saying, is not really right because you don't know. Um, if you question, is it 100% scam? I think it's 100% a scam. That's okay. But to put out like straight up almost facts that it is wrong. Um, I'm all for having your opinion and thinking that. And like I said, some of their points are pretty good. Like, but they are on the outside looking in, and we're in the inside looking out. Now, I have to hand it to Big Fry because he went in and actually bought some tiles. He talked to other people involved, other influencers. Now, some of them are saying, some people are, the leaders of this and that. Um, Everyone has their own opinion. Some people think that it's all about buying and selling and making money and real estate and investing. That is not me because I'm a gamer and I see the potential of a game here. Um, I don't have any intention really to sell my property. I plan to build on it, and I have been planning and organizing, creating cities, gathering troops, doing all these things. We have armies, police forces, um, well organized areas, and plans for the future. Now, what a lot of them don't see is the community and what we are building as a community. And a lot of the points, a lot of the points that he makes are like saying that it will never happen. It can't reach the. Now, when they said Ready Player One, I remember that they were just saying that to let people know what kind of thing it's going to be. Like, it's going to be like a virtual thing where you can go on quests and have an avatar and do this. So people that have no clue have a little bit of an idea. Now, it's true on their advertising, it says like the next Ready Player One or something almost the same. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't think you should say that. If you say it's similar to Ready Player One and has the potential to grow over years and years of development to something like that, okay. But yes, just straight up saying it's gonna be Ready Player One like soon is screams, no, not possible. Um, the other thing is when this is how I think that the more popular we get and the more believers that we have, like me and all the other people that are building cities and creating things and putting their money in, the more people that come in, the more money goes in to help hire new people and bring in new backers and funders and people that are going to put real money and partnerships, like all these mentions of partnerships for different credit cards and for crypto and other things. This happens when it becomes more legitimate. It becomes more like looking like it's becoming something. Right now, like they say, it it's not super legitimate. It doesn't look like it's something. Now, they say it's not a game, but I think it is a game right now. And I'll make another video about why I think it's a game right now. But basically, like a board game, you are getting territory, you are claiming it, you are building an area, you're gathering. Now, right now we don't have resources, but you are technically setting up land that will give you resources later, like buying in gold mines, buying in iron mines. Like that's all preparing to collect resources. So, and the way you buy and you sell and you trade and you get with friends and you take over a certain area and you block other people, that is a game. It's basically an early stage of a game, but it is a game. Like when you're designing a board game, you go through many stages and many, like the first time you do it, you see something good, and then you keep working on it and you play test, and that's what we're doing right now. We're just kind of going through it. And when Big Fry comes out and he says these things, I'm okay. You know, I don't really. It doesn't. Some people are saying it's helping and it's spiking our sales, but that's like I don't really agree with that. I personally think that it would be better if like people left us alone until we can prove that it is something. But they have the right to do that. And the reason I say he loves us is because it's good content. There's a lot of people fighting back. And there's a lot of people fighting back that are making themselves kind of look a little bit ridiculous. Now, I don't want to insult anyone that is involved with Earth2. I really don't. Because we're trying to, make something together as a community. And, like I said, I don't want to say anything negative. And people do make mistakes. And is like they claim one video was about how they're hiring somebody who's a known scammer or whatever. Now, I don't know all the facts. Now, would the development team hire someone like that when they know that we're under kind of scrutiny? I don't think so. Did somebody like a young kid make a mistake? Maybe. Like, yeah, probably. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes like all the time. But it's being a better man and trying to like give him an opportunity. What if this opportunity changes this kid? When I was a kid, I was in trouble. I was a troublemaker, man. I got kicked out of schools, but I found art, and art changed my life 1,000,000%. I went to art school. I got good grades. I even went on to go to like Yale School of Design in Switzerland, and I was a bad kid. So give people the opportunity to become better people. Now I know, like, kind of like, getting at them, and it makes good content. It makes people like this, but I don't really think Big Fry really knows what's going on. I mean, I'm not calling him stupid or anything like that, because I've watched his videos. I've watched his videos about other games and things like that, and I like it. I like his videos. Like, I would watch his videos about anything else. I sat through 2 hours watching like one of his videos, nothing to do with Earth 2. So I like it, and I like his like yeah, I like that. It's funny. Okay, but I think there's more to it than what you see. And his deep dives were pretty good stuff. But, and like I said, he did put forth the effort to go and actually try the game and talk to people. um, and he does have every right to his opinion. What he did, what he did about making like the fake game with the triangle tiles and the Earthland and going and making a website. I mean, he was inspired to go above and beyond to do that. I was impressed. Like that's sweet. Like I was not hurt that you're attacking my game, a game that I'm like really believe in. I wasn't really hurt. I mean, it's true. I mean, it comes across as it comes across like that. You know, it's they need to work. The development team needs to work on a lot of things. They need to work on marketing, communication, not coming across as, make it really easy to take money out. Um, I don't know the exact reason, but like, PayPal was super easy for me, super easy, and I didn't mind paying a little bit of extra money to use PayPal. And if I was just able to get money out onto my PayPal, like boom, super easy, and not it doesn't come across as sketchy at all because you get in and out. But for whatever reasons, tax reasons, money laundering, I don't know, whatever reason they have, there was a reason. Um, but yeah, they're working on it. It did take a lot of time for them. I had some accounts frozen and stuff, and it took a long time for that to happen, and I was not happy. But because I believed in it, eventually it did happen, and everything got taken care of. You just have to, you just have to get on them because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people involved in this that believe, that are. I mean, there's over 100,000 people like actively involved in Earth 2 right now. I think there's a lot of people that came in, just bought some land, and that's it. But there's a lot of people, a lot of discords, a lot of groups active, and more people coming in every day. So they have to deal with the customer service for all these people, money, technical issues with accounts, things like that. But yeah, so I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. Mostly this is about Big Fry, and so Big Fry. I heard yesterday, and I've been wanting to do this video for a few days, but I heard Big Fry say that they're pretty much like done talking about Earth 2, and I highly doubt that because it's a good topic. If he's a gamer and we're gonna have wargaming also in there, he's gonna want to talk about it. Every time he's gonna hear something that he's like, whoa, he's gonna want to talk about it. So let's see if he's done with Earth 2. If he's done with Earth 2. If he doesn't talk about it anymore, then he's true to his word. Okay? If he comes back, keeps making more videos, he's not true to his word. And it's okay. It's okay. I actually like seeing it. And don't personally attack an influencer. Are you an idiot? It's just not. Don't do it. So I just don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Okay, so I'm just trying to think if I forgot anything else. About 15 minutes here. Yeah, leave comments below. Oh, I have never offered my referral code at all. When I first joined the game, I had 2 accounts because I was making roads with one account, and I had one account for roads, and I just left it. Oh, and probably 50% of the money that I put in will never come out because it's all infrastructure. I build a lot of roads. Hopefully I benefit from that. We'll see. And I just sent the codes to each other account, and I don't bother people. I still get a discount and and I don't bother people. There's enough codes floating around because they have a point. When you say use my code, it's a little bit sketchy, right? It's a little bit sketchy. And I actually, if I say that, I would not feel good about it. A couple of people ask me they're like, give me your code. I'm like, I don't really give my code, but if you want it, I'll give it to you. Because they were buying something in my city. But, if you really want a code and I'm trying to help you and you can't find one, there's a couple charities, like Heart City code. Like, I'm happy to give you that code. You can use it, and it goes to to give clean drinking water to people. Now, like, everyone should be using that code if they don't have one to use. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what. And there's some other YouTubers, of course, that you've heard of, and they're kind of feeding off of what Big Fry says or does. A couple of them, had some interesting points about. I can't really remember, maybe Josh or something. I can't remember the name, but one guy, the one that holds the coffee mug, he had a video about like the system that Earth2 is and how they'll never like lose money, and it was interesting. It's interesting, and they set themselves up so they'll be in the position to pay everyone, and that doesn't seem like a scam. That seems like being prepared in case that kind of situation happens. And people say, well, that's a scam. Well, you need to make money, like to pay everyone and to get more workers and to do a huge project. You need money to pay people, and you got to buy servers. You got to buy like all sorts of things, right? To get it going. So, and my mom plays, what is that, Candy Crush? She spends a lot, like tons of money on Candy Crush, hundreds of dollars on Candy Crush. Candy Crush is a simple game where you just, spending real money, and you're just making your gaming experience a little bit better. In my opinion, I'm spending money to make my gaming experience a little bit better, and I believe it's a game right now. It's not. It's phase 1. It's really super early in development. And as a designer, I know what stages of development are and how it takes to get there. And if they said, like, to actually be playing a game like they have in mind is going to take 5 years, I'm okay with that. But there's going to be different stages of development, and they need to make it more exciting and more interesting and make people believe it's going to be something. Like, don't just show a video of a Jeep driving on the road. Like, I wasn't impressed. But, I think it's coming. I was actually impressed with in the flag hunt video. Sorry, not the flag, the egg hunt video. I do the flag hunt, by the way. It's a game within the game that I created to show people that you can play a game in Earth2 right now. You can check that out on my channel. So the egg hunt video, when they did the flyover and they showed all the flags and and all the buildings popped up, there was thousands of buildings just springing out of the ground. I was impressed by that. Now I have a different background. I'm a graphic designer for like 30 years, so I do board game design, so I'm not huge in video games. I'm learning. I just got an Oculus 2 weeks ago, and I'm super addicted to it. And like, I can picture if something like that can be put into, like, that's what Earth2 becomes, where you're in these worlds and you go from one to another. Now, what they're saying about like the magnitude of this game, how it's almost impossible to create this massive thing. Like, I worry about that too. I don't know how they can do it, How can you have a million people like playing around the game at the same time? And how can it have like those strong graphics? I don't know. And I actually don't think the technology is there yet, but I do believe it can be. Um, and that's part of the development too, is to push it to see what you can do and what you're capable of, because you won't know unless you try. If you're really trying to push it, when they first did the Dubai drop, it was a nightmare. It was a mess. It was a disaster. It's the very first time I started to become a YouTuber for Earth2. It was that day that Dubai dropped. And if you watch my video, it's awful. I would have had no sleep. Don't watch it. But Dubai, it was a mess. But they had no idea what was going to happen. They didn't know if the server was going to crash. I thought the server was going to crash when you tell 50, like, 20,000, 30,000 people to buy at the same time. I'm like, dude, this is going to crash. But the way they did it, it was a bit of a mess. But I understand it's part of the development. Other people see scammers trying to make money, and I see a group of people trying to make a difference and make something good. And hearing all their videos, watching all their videos, listen to them talk in chats, like spend hours working with people, talking to people, getting on like interviews. I don't really see it. Them like trying to scam. Scam is like intentionally trying to take money from people. You know, there's risk. It could fail. I could lose everything. But I was there to try to help it become real. I'm not there because I'm an idiot and I'm being scammed by people. That's not. That's not what what's happening. Um, but we'll see. It's just the only thing that really bothers me is the 100% it's a scam, because you don't know. You don't know. You know, you're just basing it on in some of their, in VR when I played this one it's kind of cartoony. It's like Hunger Games, and it's kind of I built a Hunger Games arena in Earth 2, and I can't wait to figure out like if I can make it possible and how I could set it up and how it'll work. I have no idea, right? But I have this like dream of making it work. Like doing that. We have I have racetracks set up. I have all these things, and different like one tile islands and go kart tracks and cribbage and all these things getting ready, set up. We're just preparing for what we think can be. You know, and when I play in Rec Room, it is. That is so fun. And I'm playing this Hunger Games thing. I'm running around, and the graphics are just kind of cartoony. They're not like super realistic like Ready Player One or anything like that. But I believe that even if Earth 2 started with low res or semi cartoony and developed into something more realistic or super realistic or whatever later, um, I would be okay with that. Because like I said, stages of development. Um, but in some of the videos that Big Fry like reports on or covers, they're super realistic. Like I was like, what? Like super realistic. And I would think that it would take a lot of memory and a lot of work, and I don't know how you would do that. I'm like itchy. Into this massive thing. That's why some people are just like, no, it's not possible. But you know, it's possible to get there. You know, I think it's possible, but maybe not right now. And if it's 5, 10 years down the line, it's okay. It takes time to develop something great, right? Board games. Some of these board games, I mean, years of development, and they have to go through different publishers and go through different things. And all these board games, the people who create these board games and they get them published and they put them out, they believe that it's a great game. They believe that it can become something. And some of them are, and some of them aren't. And it doesn't mean they're putting out a scam. You know, they're just trying to produce something good. Earth 2 could come out and it could be like not great, not what they said they would be, or not living up to its potential, not like Ready Player One, like a bad version of it. But they're trying. And there's a sense of community that people on the outside don't see. How much work and thinking and planning and, you know, conversations and talking and working on. See, we are designers. We are given the opportunity, anyone, the opportunity to become game designers in this game, in Earth 2. We're given the opportunity, and it depends on how much you put in. You could just go in and buy, 20 tiles, sit there, do nothing, sell them later, whatever. But when you're creating whole cities, creating infrastructure, deciding where bridges go, where you're going to put things, where parks are, doing a full map layout, you're designing inside the game. There's not a lot of places that give you that opportunity where people are going to be in there and playing. I mean, you could do something like SimCity or some of those other things where you're creating things and people can go in and join. But to me, it's like this is a little bit higher level. But there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions. And I'm definitely skeptical sometimes. But I believe that Earth 2 is going to be something. And all we need is a lot more believers and people that have put in so much, money, effort, time. They believe. And that's all you need. And you have other countries and other people seeing this and putting in. It's just going to keep going. And then that money will get put back in to make it a better game. I don't think they're just going to say, oh, we fell, let's go. No. Because they all want to make something great. That's what I believe. And, oh, man, I've been talking for almost 30 minutes. And Big Fry, I doubt you're going to watch this. Or all of it anyway. But, yeah, you keep on doing what you're doing. No problem with you whatsoever. I wouldn't make a claim, though, about, if it doesn't become something that you're going to be, sucking on bananas. I wouldn't do that. You don't want to put stuff out there that could backfire, Like if you say you're never going to talk about Earth 2 ever again, and then you do, then you lose some credibility. I guess that's all, Anyway, I like it. Keep doing what you're doing. You do a great job. I like your show. But give Earth 2 a chance. See what happens. And you know who you are. Do not pick fights with wargamers. Never. See, he's not a gamer. Investment. Oh, some people they just have a totally different view of things. Don't pick fight with wargamers. Okay. See ya.